Look, we'll finish up talking about the event.
Wait, it's his turn.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I apologize. I apologize. Oh, yeah, you're not off the hook.
He's not getting away without
fair
asking
point,
my
fair
question.
point.
The question is rather, do you want me to ask these questions?
No. That's not the way these things work.
No, I guess for me it would be interesting to hear, because I left home at 14 years old to go to the National Tennis Center, and that was a 2-hour train journey away, and it was French-speaking part of Switzerland, and I went to school there, which was brutal for me. I mean, I loved it, and I thought it was the most unbelievable life lesson for me to do. But I know you did a much bigger trip. You know, you went from Russia all the way to the States.
Yes.
How old were you?
7.
At 7, okay, you were very young, so you don't maybe remember as much as you did when I was 14. But I wondered how that was for you, you know, and then just the injuries, you know, how you handle those mentally. If it's actually easy to be injured, to say, okay, I only got one path, and I follow that to come back, or is it like, oh no, another injury, oh no, another day goes by, it's not better, you know, how do you handle those kind of moments?
Yeah, I think when you're 7 years old and you're moving to a whole another country, it doesn't matter if it's an hour away or 14 hours away, it seems like a big deal. But although I don't remember so much, the one thing I remember is packing books, because I didn't know if I would ever see Russian books again in my life. And my parents would tell me, well, those are probably the heaviest things that you're taking, and I don't know what the bag allowance is on Aeroflot. I don't know if you've ever flown on Aeroflot, but don't try it. Yeah, it was an incredible journey. I was with my father, and I remember landing in Miami International Airport, and I saw palm trees for the first time in my life, and those things did not grow in Russia, and it was incredible. It was like it was a jungle even at the airport. They staged it so well. It was an airport I had never experienced in my life, even though I was young, and I was so thrilled. I was surrounded by kids in a tennis academy in Bradenton, Florida, that all had the same dream of becoming a professional tennis player. And I don't know, everyone always asked me like how brutal it was and how difficult it was, but I was so young to think of how difficult it was, because I was actually doing something I loved. I was waking up in the morning, putting sports clothes on, running around, trying to socialize. I mean, we would never shut up, and
that makes sense.
It was
absolutely.
fun.
I see my girls are 6 now. They would be okay too if they love tennis.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It was really it became
it's
a lot
tough for
of
the
fun.
parents. Probably to do that trip than for the child itself.
Sure. Yeah, and about the injuries, I think it's always a mix of emotions. I probably had a fairly serious injury at 21 years old, because it was a time in my career where I had just won my 3rd Grand Slam in Australian Open. I felt like I was somewhere in the peak of my career, and just a few months later found myself on the operation table in New York. And yeah, it was quite eye-opening, because from a very young age, tennis was pretty much all I thought about, all I knew, all I really had a passion for, and then you realize that that's not all your life, and that really, it really puts a lot of perspective into what you do. And I've handled losses and victories so much more mellow than I did before that time. So I think it was a huge learning experience for me.